What happened when your school tried to teach you a lesson? My high school principal, Mr. Benson, installed shower timers because someone drew a smiley face in steam. Not carved into anything, not permanent marker, just a little smile drawn with a finger on the foggy mirror that disappeared in literally 2 minutes. He'd actually taken photos of it as evidence while it was evaporating. The following Monday, we walked into the locker room to find these prison-style timer boxes drilled into the walls. Big red digital displays that counted down from 5:00 the second you pressed the button. During first period, Benson's voice boomed over the intercom, all serious. Due to recent acts of moisture vandalism, boys' showers will now operate on a 5-minute maximum cycle to teach time management and respect for school property. The girls' locker room stayed exactly the same because their mirror was apparently moisture vandalism free. Here's what made it worse. Our school was built in the 60s when they apparently thought teenage boys didn't sweat. We had 6 shower heads for 300 guys. The girls had 12 for half as many because their locker room got renovated in the 90s. So even before the timers, showering was already a nightmare. Now it was basically impossible. That first Tuesday after wrestling practice was when reality hit. If you've never wrestled, you don't understand the level of disgusting we're talking about. It's not just sweat, it's mat burns and that specific funk from 60-year-old mats that smell like feet mixed with disappointment. Clyde tried to shower properly and walked into biology with shampoo still in his hair, looking like he'd been hit with a snowstorm. 5 minutes isn't enough, he kept saying, but the PE teachers just stood there with their stopwatches shouting countdowns. 2 minutes remaining while you're still covered in soap trying to decide what to rinse first. By Thursday, we'd given up trying and we were sick of it. Aiden put it best during lunch. If we can't shower properly, why shower at all? He wasn't trying to start a revolution or anything. He was just stating what we were all thinking. What's the point of standing underwater for 5 minutes when you need at least 8 to actually get clean? Better to just change clothes and deal with it. And that's how we all stopped showering entirely. The PE teachers would have noticed earlier what we were doing, but because the smell started in the locker room, which always smelled, no one batted an eye. We were able to get away with it for an entire week. By Friday, the entire east hallway finally had this funk that hit you like a wall. One of our teachers started teaching with windows open even though it was February in New York. Fresh air helps concentration, she claimed, but we could see her breathing through her mouth. Week 2 was when things got creative. Guys started bringing cologne thinking that would help. One of them doused himself in so much Axe that mixed with the BO, it created this toxic cloud that made your eyes water. The cafeteria workers started wearing those painter's masks. One of them straight up told us, y'all need Jesus and a shower. We wanted to explain about the 5-minute rule, but she'd already walked away gagging. Parents started complaining their cars smelled after driving us home. My mom made me sit on a towel and drove with all windows down, even though it was snowing. What is happening at that school? She kept asking. But when parents called to complain, Benson sent out this email about teaching valuable life skills through time management and natural consequences for vandalism. He actually used the phrase character building through adversity. By week 4, teachers were holding classes outside when possible. The nurse's office ran out of those menthol strips you put under your nose. The janitor started mopping with straight bleach, but it just made everything smell like a swimming pool filled with garbage. 3 different parents threatened to call the health department. Everything imploded on a Thursday. It was 92 degrees, and the AC died right after we'd finished the state-mandated fitness test, where everyone had to run the mile. Think hard about what that meant. 300 sweaty boys crammed back into a building with no ventilation and no way to properly clean ourselves. I was in first period when one guy stood up, turned green, and projectile vomited into the trash can. The smell of vomit mixing with the accumulated funk triggered this horrible chain reaction. A girl from the class next door ran in screaming that someone had thrown up there too. Within 10 minutes, 7 kids had puked. A teacher walked in with his mop, took one breath, and added his contribution to the disaster. The superintendent was there for some observation visit about our excellent discipline policies. She made it maybe 15 seconds into the building before running back to her car. We could hear her yelling about hazardous conditions and dealing with whoever is responsible for this. That afternoon, Benson's voice came over the intercom, defeated. Effective immediately, shower time has been extended to 30 minutes. No apology, no admission he'd been wrong, just quiet surrender to the power of disgusting teenage boys. Monday morning, someone drew another smiley face in the steam. This time, nobody said a word.